the facts and the myths about facial slimming exercises. My name is Sagar Patel and I'm a double board certified facial plastic surgeon here in Beverly Hills. I understand anatomy and operate exclusively on the face, so I can tell you the truth behind this. If you check out YouTube or some blogs, you'll see a lot of information on facial slimming exercises, whether it's a process called mewing or simple facial yoga. There's different things that can change the anatomy of your face. Now the real question, you're gonna spend time and perhaps even money, do these work? Before we get to having to make you watch the rest of the video, I'll tell you this right here and there. Facial slimming exercises aren't all they are made out to be. Now there's a couple of different notions on what a facial slimming exercise does. The first thing is, does it change your bony anatomy or lift tissue? The simple and obvious answer to that is no. There's no amount of muscle building or fat burning that's going to lift your face. So if you're doing this to reverse obvious signs of aging, there's gonna be no proven science. Now, the second thing is clearly it's not changing your bones. What you're working on is burning fat or building muscle. Now, let's talk about muscles first. The face has hundreds of different muscles, and it's important to understand that the vast majority of these, with possibly the exception of one, is going to be a tiny, thin and small muscles. Activating them, yes, can cause some changes in your overlying anatomy through exercise. However, the vast majority, with the exception of the masseter muscle here, are not powerful muscles and are more muscles for animation and small, slight movements. Now, the masseter, on the other hand, is a little bit different. Even chewing gum for prolonged periods can build that up. It's the primary muscle we use in addition to the temporalis that causes you to the ability to open and close your mouth and, more importantly, chew with strength. Building that muscle will, on some bony anatomies and facial structures, change the basics of your face. However, the vast majority of the rest of your face is not going to get some bulk by doing that. In a similar sense, there's a belief that working out your muscles is also going to burn fat, get rid of your double chin, get rid of your chubby cheeks. That is a complete falsehood. Until I see people flexing their abs repeatedly in bed in order to build a six-pack, we're not going to be able to accomplish that. In fact, exercise does not necessarily target fat. In order to lose fat in your whole body, let alone your face, that's going to primarily be done with diet. Exercise can burn fat in your whole body, but simply stretching your jaw is not going to burn direct fat in a particular area. When it comes down to it, what we really are going to see is increased tone of muscles. So when it comes to a popular, very well described activity called mewing, where you touch the tongue to the roof of your mouth, you're improving the floor of your neck, which is underneath your tongue. When these muscles have increased baseline activity, it can alter the shape of your jaw. Likewise, which many of us have already understood, when you take pictures and you activate that muscle, you're going to get a more defined jawline and under chin area. That does not mean you're strengthening the muscles or necessarily changing anything for the rest of your life. Now, with any activity, the truth is that these facial slimming exercises only work as much effort as you put into them. If you spend all day doing it, you might get some results, but the vast majority of the people are going to do it here and there, and that 1 or 2 minutes of doing that isn't going to make an overall difference. I understand why people are interested in this. It's a much cheaper, less invasive option than surgery, but you have to set your expectations and understand that even with the best of efforts, you're not going to be able to accomplish what surgery does. The same way I tell people I can't always accomplish what Photoshop does or what makeup does, you have to understand that facial slimming exercises don't work that same way. Now, there's a couple other non-invasive treatments out there. What about facial straps? Well, that is a complete false notion of going to make a difference. What you're doing is you're compressing tissue. It's going to last for a little bit of time, but once the blood supply lifts up and you have more increased flow, your tissues will regain their previous state, no matter how much you wear a facial slimming strap. Same thing goes for jade rollers or any rollers for that matter. All you're doing is improving blood flow in that area. While that temporary blood flow can cause a difference, even doing it repeatedly isn't going to change blood flow throughout your whole body, let alone your face. The face has amazing vascular supply to begin with, and that little increase isn't going to change anything. All in all, facial slimming exercises have a little bit of validity, but are certainly not what the internet makes them out to be. There's a lot of belief that it does work because people want it to work, but before you go spending all your time, understand the limitations. If you want to know more, swipe up or click on the link below to check out the post, and talk to you guys later.